Good morning, students. Today we are starting our syllabus for the semester 2nd of BSc Part 1, and today we are going to start our first chapter, which is nothing but kinetic theory, or we can say that it is all about the kinetic theory of the gases. In this lecture we are going to see what is ideal gas and some basic assumptions made in the kinetic theory of gases. Now, first of all, we introduce ourselves to ideal gas. So what is ideal gas? Ideal gas means a gas which obey all the gas laws at all the temperature and pressures. The gas which obey all the gas laws at all the temperatures and all the pressures are called as the ideal gas. But naturally, no gas is an ideal gas, because as the temperature changes or as the pressure changes, it try to disobey the gas laws. Therefore we can say that in nature no such ideal gas occurred. Gas consists of very large number of small particles or tiny particles known as molecules. So, what is gas? This gas consists of a very large number of tiny particles, and these tiny particles are known as molecules. We all are familiar with the word molecule. Okay, so every gas, it consists of a very large number of tiny particles which are known as molecules. Now, between these molecules, there is a force of attraction exists, and this force of attraction is known as a cohesive force. What is cohesive force? Cohesive force means it is the force which arises due to the interaction between the molecules of a same substance. If we are considering a gas, for example hydrogen gas, then the interaction between the molecules of the hydrogen gas, they are called as the cohesive forces. Now, what is the nature of cohesive forces according to the matter or the state of the matter? We know there are three states of matter, that is solid, liquid and gases. Now, these three states can be differentiated on the basis of the amount of cohesive force present in the matter. Now, in the case of solid, the cohesive force is very large. Cohesive force is very large. Therefore, these solids have definite shape. Due to this strong cohesive forces, very large cohesive forces between the molecules, the solids have a definite shape, and it can't move from one place to another, because there is a very strong bonding between the molecules. There is very strong interaction between the molecules. So we can say that a large cohesive force exists between the molecules of the solid, due to which it get a definite shape. Okay, now if we are moving towards the liquid, as compared to the solid, the cohesive forces in the liquid are weak. The cohesive forces as compared to the solid are weak. Therefore, it does not have a definite shape. Liquid does not have a definite shape, but it is a definite volume. So we can say that it has a definite volume, but it does not have definite shape as in the case of solid, and therefore this liquid can flow from one place to another place. Now we are moving towards gas. So in the case of gas, the cohesive force are weakest, or we can say that they are negligible. They are negligible. So gas does not have definite shape, but it has a volume. It gets the volume of the container in which it is placed. So in the case of gas, the cohesive forces are weakest, therefore it does not have any definite shape, but it get the shape, or it can get the volume as in the case of the container. So these three state of matter can be explained on the basis of this cohesive force. In the case of solid, it is very large. In the case of liquid, it is weak as compared to solid, and in the case of gas, it is weakest. So this is all about the ideal gases which obey all the gas laws at all the temperatures. Now, to explain, as it contains a very large number of tiny particles, we can't explain the velocity, the pressure of a single molecule, because there are large number of molecules in a gas. Okay, so it is considered that a very large number of gases or very large number of molecules which contribute to the gas, the study is done on the basis of the group of molecules, on the large number of molecules, and then it is applied to the single molecules. Some assumptions, or then some scientists put forward the kinetic theory of gases. What is kinetic theory? It is assumed that these molecules which are placed in a container, they move randomly within the container, and they are free to move. All the energy is the kinetic energy, because we know that there is a very small interaction between the molecules, hence there is no potential energy term in the energy of the gas. So the total energy of the gas is due to the kinetic energy, that is due to the motion of the particles. Then some scientists put forward a theory which is known as the kinetic theory of gases, and this kinetic theory of gases is put forward first of all by Clausius in 1857. Some assumptions are made in this theory, so we are looking forward for the assumption made by the kinetic theory of gases to explain the phenomena related with the gas. Okay, so we are going to learn about the assumptions one by one. Okay, so the first assumption, in the kinetic theory of gas is gas consists of a very large number of particles known as molecules. It consists of very large number of particles, and these particles, they are called as molecules. Okay. This is the first assumption which state that a gas consists of a very large number of tiny particles, very small particles. They are called as the molecules. Okay. The molecules of a single gas, molecules of a gas are identical in shape, size, etc. So, for example, in the case of hydrogen gas, all the molecules of the hydrogen gas are identical in shape, size, and all other quantities. Okay, so we can say that all the molecules of a gas are identical in nature. The molecules are perfectly elastic. So the molecules, they are perfectly elastic. Perfectly elastic means when they collide with the other molecules or when they collide with the wall of the container, there is no loss of energy, because we know what is perfectly elastic means. Perfectly elastic means the energy and the momentum remains conserved. So we can say that when the molecules are collide with the wall of the container or the other molecules, there is no change in the kinetic energy and momentum of the molecules. Okay, so they are perfectly elastic in nature. Next, the volume of the molecules is very less. Volume of the molecules is very less to the volume of the container. Means the total volume of the gas molecule is very small as compared to the volume of the container. So we can say that there is a large difference between the volume occupied by the molecules and the volume of the container. So this is the next phenomena, next assumption of this kinetic theory of gases. Then the next one is the molecules are always in a random motion. The molecules are always in a case of random motion, means they are moving in a random direction. Okay, and they are moving in a large, or they are moving, while they are moving, they collide with the wall of the container as well as the other molecules, and during that they do not lose their kinetic energy and momentum because they remain constant. During this motion, they collide with the wall of the container and with the molecule, but due to this collision, the velocity and momentum, we already stated that they are elastic collisions, perfectly elastic, so there is no loss of energy and momentum, so the momentum and velocity remains conserved even after the collision with the other molecules or with the wall of the container. So this is another assumption of kinetic theory of gases. Next, the time required for a collision, or we can say that the time between the two collision is very large as compared to the time during collision. When the two molecules collide with each other, that time is very less as compared to the collision between the two molecules. Okay, so This is the assumption which is very important, which state that the time during the collision when the molecules are in contact with each other for a very short interval of time is very less as compared to the time between two collisions. Okay, the next one is nothing but the during the random motion, this molecule collide with the other molecules. These molecules, for example, these molecules are collide with the other molecules. But during this collision, the molecule travel a straight path or a path followed by this molecule before collision is called as a free path. It is called as a free path. Okay, so what is free path? Free path is the path followed by a molecule before collision, because after collision it changes its direction, and before collision it travel in a straight line or given straight line. Okay, so it can travel like this in a straight line, can collide with this molecule, but before collision the path traveled by the molecule is called as a free path. Now, a single molecule can go under large number of collisions, and therefore we introduce here a term which is called as a mean free path. We introduce here a term which is called as a mean free path. Means it is the average of the free path. It is the average of the free path during which a molecule collide with the number of molecules. For example, it is collide with the 5 molecules, then the mean free path can be calculated as this lambda 1 plus lambda 2 plus lambda 3 plus lambda 4 plus lambda 5 divided by 5. So this value is called as a mean free path of a molecule. So the mean free path of a single molecule and the other molecule will be different. Okay, so we can say that this mean free path is the free path of a single molecule. It denotes the free path or the mean of the free path during the collisions. Okay, for the another molecule, this mean free path may be different. Okay, so this is about the free path and mean free path. Now, all the free paths are not equal. Okay, at constant temperature, at the constant temperature, at constant temperature, the kinetic energy of gas remains constant. But as the temperature changes, its kinetic energy also changes. So these are some assumptions which are made by the scientists while we are studying the kinetic theory of gases. So while studying the kinetic theory of gases, we must remember these things which are put forward by the scientists in the theory. So in the next lecture we learn about the pressure exerted by the gas on the wall of the container. When a gas is placed inside a container, it collides with the other molecules as well as with the wall of the container, and therefore they exert some pressure on the wall of the container. In the next lecture, we are going to derive the relation for the pressure exerted by the molecule on the container. So this is enough for today. Have a good day. Bye.